Well, good afternoon guys. It's 3:20 on Friday the 21st of December today. Not far away from Christmas. You haven't seen me for a few weeks. I'll go into the reasons why shortly. But first of all, as you can see, if you've seen in the previous videos, back down the private stretch, back doing some Zander fishing, and I have got a pike rod out as well. Although river conditions probably not great for pike. We've had quite a lot of rain the last few days, and the river's up good sort of 18 inches or so, which is a reasonable amount for this river. It's coloured up, which is why I'm saying it's probably not great for pike from what I've been reading. Coloured water is not great for pike. However, I'm hoping with about a foot of visibility that's there that it will stir the Zander into action. Now, I'm also going to be joined tonight by my mate Mick Newey, who's got his own blog. I'll put a link to it down there, worth a read. He does a similar thing to me, whereas I video my sessions, he does a written blog of every session. And very interesting read, I would recommend it. So I'll put the link down there to that. But he's a real Zander fisherman, and he does fish other things as well. He fishes the canals and the Warwickshire Avon primarily in its tributaries. And he does like to catch his Zander, so I've invited him down here for a session. I have actually had another session with him last week, which I'll go into in a minute, but the main reason being, if you're not local to the area, pretty much every single club that owns water around here, there's no night fishing at all. Now, I'm in a very extremely lucky position that one of my neighbours owns this stretch, or the rights to this stretch, and he lets me fish here and said night fishing is not a problem, which is how I'm able to fish into dark. As I say, all other clubs, I think, except for BAA, but the Birmingham Anglers Association, but you do need to buy another ticket for that, I believe, although I'm not in BAA. But I'm sure if you go to their website, you'll be able to find out more. But and it's only certain stretches, I believe, as well, that you can fish night fish their waters. Anyway, enough of the BAA. We're here with Zander fishing. So, what's been happening? Well, I think last time you saw me was that Sunday morning, bright sunshine, I had a Zander, couldn't believe it. I actually came out, after that, I came out on the Wednesday with Mick. We decided to do a session into dark. It was the only real night we could get together. But blimey, it was a cold one. It went down to 2 degrees. The water temperature had dropped from that Sunday. It was almost 10 degrees. The water temperature dropped to about 7.7, I think, top of my head. The air temperature dropped to about 2 degrees. Mick had a couple of sniffs, just dropped tentative runs, and I didn't really have anything, to be honest with you. So after sort of 3 hours, I think, or so, we knocked it on the head. After that, I came out with Jim, my mate Jim, who I fish with, and again we came down here. Been doing a lot of fishing down here for a couple of reasons, really. One of the main reasons is it is literally over the road from my house, and still, you can probably hear I'm still a bit bunged up, still not being 100%. It's very, very easy to just grab my gear and come over the road here, and I'm able to do some fishing, whereas if I had to go further afield, I probably wouldn't be able to be honest. So that's why I've been concentrating down here, and I've really got my Zander head on as well, really enjoying the Zander fishing. But I am intending on going further afield, do some chub fishing. As soon as I'm up to do a bit of roaming, I'm going to go up the tributary as well, and I fished the end of last season. And roam about, see if we can catch some chub up there. I've got another spot in mind as well for some Zander that I think will be quite good. So I've got a few things planned, and I'm off work now as well till about the 2nd of January, I think it is, we go back. So got a couple of weeks almost to do a bit of fishing. Anyway, back to the session I was talking about with James. We actually came down on a Sunday morning, last Sunday morning at dawn. Thought we'd do a dawn session. It was the only time James could get out, we could get together, so we decided on that. All looked fairly good, although the the water temperature had gone down again. It was about 4.9 top of my head. Not very Zandery conditions at all. The sun, the clear sky, as soon as the sun came up, it was on the water, but wasn't too worried, as you know, I'd had something the week before. but no such luck. I had a couple of pike. One was about £3, one was about £4, something like that. But no Zander runs at all. Nothing, absolutely nothing. I came out again on Wednesday. Came out on my own because everything looked absolutely bang on. Chucked it down with rain on Tuesday. The river came up, it coloured up, and the water had warmed up just a tiny little bit, only about half a degree. So I come and gave it a couple of hours down here. Not a sniff. Absolutely nothing. Not a sniff. So, been out 3 times since you last saw me and not had a run off a Zander. Mick did, middle of last week, but I haven't. Doing exactly the same things, but you know, that's river fishing, isn't it? You never quite know, especially with Zander as well. They're very, very strange, funny fish. Another thing worth mentioning as well is what I've done. As you can probably see behind me, I've got my Fox micro swingers that I use for my fishing. You can probably see I've actually moved them onto the back rests. I've had to adapt the back rests a little bit, lift the rods up. Well, what I've done is moved them onto the back rests so I can use them as a drop-off indicator, so there's going to be less resistance, and I can fish with the bail arms open as well. So fingers crossed the Zander will test this out, see if these bobbins work as I want them to, and hopefully we can put one on the bank.
Doesn't look too bad, a good scratch so far. Oh, it's gone underneath there.
Oh, that's not a bad one.
Come out. Yeah,
how's about that? Wow.
Got it. Yeah. Find out where that's gone. Yeah. I can see the hook okay, so we'll get it out.
I was thinking about twitching away and I thought there's something going on there.
Yeah. Just give it a quick wait. I reckon late 4s maybe.
Yeah, it looks about, yeah. I would say yeah, oldish. Yeah.
4:14.
14?
Yeah, there you go. Late 4s.
Hang on.
There you go.
You got spin up as well, look brilliant.
Brilliant. Pretty good condition. Well, looks a few leeches on it, but a nice fish all the same.
It's just about what's the time, about 5:30.
Yep.
We'll give it a couple of hours yet.
That was on a hold roach, probably about 5 inches, 4.5, 5 inches long. So a decent sized bait as well.
And a very gentle bite, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just the rod tip going.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
But when that time, when I saw it swing back, it had gone clang, wouldn't it?
Well, I had a proper knock on it.
That's bluey.
All going off.
Bluey.
All going off.
Yeah, something's off with it.
So he's got it.
Something's going off with it, yeah. It's a big lump of bluey. I'll give it a pike. It's right in the middle of that. Well, quite a long way over the other side. Let's wind down to it. Something snagged the line.
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe. Nothing there. Something was on the line, don't know. A bit weird, though. Well guys, it's just gone 8 o'clock now. Time to go home. Mick's just packed up and he's heading his way back to the car. I'm just packing up now. Unfortunately I didn't land a fish. I did have a run, as you saw. It's a definite take on the bluey. I mean, whether it was a pike I don't know, but fishing these single hooks, I wound down to it and there's nothing there. So it goes, isn't it? That's fishing. But at least Mick had one, his first fish from down here, which is brilliant. Really pleased about. Hope you can hear me all right. The wind's picked up. It's blown some rain over according to the forecast, so I'm not going to hang about too long. I don't fancy getting wet. But I think I'm going to have a rest from the Zander fishing next time out. Do something a bit different. Do fancy doing something a little bit different. And as you've seen from my update earlier, the Zander fishing's gone off a little bit since the weather turned and the water's got colder. So I think we'll do something a little bit different. But I thought I'd do a video of this evening's session, as I haven't posted one for a while. Do a bit of a catch up, and of course we saw Mick catching that fish, and get some much better footage when you're not trying to film yourself, when you're filming someone else. So that's great. As I say, his first fish from down here, which is a result as well. So anyway, I can feel a few spots of rain. I'm just going to get the rest of my gear packed up and take it back to the car. So all there is left to do is say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I've had a great evening, catch up with Mick, and you know, had a run myself and saw a fish on the bank. Brilliant. So tight lines, enjoy your own angling, and I'll see you again very soon.